my name is Leela and welcome to my kitchen. So Chinese New Year is just around the corner. It's on February 10th this year, and I thought I'd make some Chinese pineapple tarts to celebrate the occasion. Now this is the quick and easy version, so let's go ahead and get started. For this recipe, I'm using a jar of pineapple preserves. These can usually be found in most local grocery stores near the jams and jellies. I'm also using 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract and a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, and 1 medium-sized egg. Here I'm just going to be using the yolk of this egg. And for the crusts, I'm using these pre-made pie crusts. These can be found in most local grocery stores near the refrigerated section. Now to start, in a small pot, I'm going to add all of the pineapple jam and heat this on medium. I want to stir this constantly until it starts to liquefy. This takes about 2 minutes. Once the jam is liquidy like this, I'm just going to add in the cinnamon and the vanilla and continue to stir constantly until the mixture starts to bubble. Once it bubbles along the edges, turn off the heat and add in the cornstarch. Now you want to keep stirring through this whole process so that it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pot. Stir until the cornstarch thoroughly dissolves. Once it dissolves, turn the heat back up to high and keep stirring until the mixture becomes thick. Then you can remove it from the heat and set it aside. Next, we want to preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Now for the crust, I'm using these pie crusts, which come in boxes of 2. We'll just be using one of these for this recipe. I'm just going to remove it from the plastic and then roll it out like this. You want to make sure to keep these refrigerated until right before you use them. Then I just want to cut this into a rectangle shape like this. And I'm going to save the extra dough. We're going to use this in just a minute. So next I'm going to take the pineapple mixture, and I just want to use half of it for this piece of dough. And I'm just going to make a row close to one of the long sides of the rectangle like this. Now you can make this as big or as small as you'd like. I'm making these a little bit big since my husband likes them with lots of filling in it. Then I'm just going to roll this over until the dough touches the other side and is sealed. Then I want to take a knife and just cut off this excess. I'm going to save this with the other extra dough pieces. And next I'm just going to cut this roll into about 1-inch pieces like this. Now you can make these as small or as thick as you want them. And like I said earlier, I put a lot of extra jelly in these because that's the way my husband likes them. I've also made some smaller ones, and I'll show you an example of one at the end of this video. Now once these are cut, I'm just going to take my knife and put little slices in the top like this. And then just place them on a greased baking sheet. Now with the extra dough pieces, I'm just going to press them all together and then roll this out to the same thickness that the beginning pie crust was and into the shape of a rectangle. And then just repeat the process of adding the pineapple jam and rolling it up like we did earlier. Now once all of your cookies are on a greased baking sheet, we're going to prepare the egg wash. I'm using this egg yolk, and I'm just going to beat it as if you would beat scrambled eggs like this. Then I just want to brush it onto the tops of the tarts. And once they're brushed, place them in the oven for 17 minutes or until their tops are just lightly brown. Now just a note, some of the pineapple will ooze out just a little bit like this. So if you see that, that's normal. So then once they're done, you can remove them from the heat and serve. Now here is an example of the smaller versions like I make for myself. They have a little bit less filling inside. Enjoy! For complete ingredients and instructions, click the link below. And to learn about Chinese New Year's candies, click the link above. Thank you for watching.